So wait a minute, you expect to say that someone is a predator and not expect hate to come? Like, explain that to me. Hi guys, Mara here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here, well, not a normal episode of this series, but I wanted to talk about some things before the year ends and some things I have to get out of my chest. Also, I'm coming here mainly as a viewer, not as a video maker or anything like that. I'm coming as a viewer to these people that I'm going to be talking about. I've watched them for I'd say less than 2 years. I don't know, more like a year and a half or something, but it doesn't matter. I feel as though I have to take this out of my chest or just say this before the year ends, because some things that happened weren't right, and unfortunately I was part of it. I want to start with James Charles. First, to James, I want to apologize because what he went through this year was not okay at all. At all. And I feel as though some people who are viewed as innocent are not that innocent. And no, I am not attacking anybody at all. I'm just speaking because that's the way I feel. It's no hate to anybody. It's just something that I noticed a little too late. It's some things that I noticed that I feel like people should open their eyes to. And unfortunately, some people were praised in this situation. Again, I'm not here to throw hate or anything. It's just an observation. It's just me speaking, not my truth, but my experience, my thoughts. And if you don't want to watch this, you can click off. That's it, point period. Also, we don't have to agree on everything. I'm not gonna get mad at you for not agreeing with me or something like that. So with James Charles, yes, I want to apologize personally to James Charles because what happened this year was not okay. Like I said, people jumped on bandwagons based on certain things that certain people said, like Tati and Jeffree Star. I didn't attack James that way. I was more like, oh my gosh, James, how could you do this to Tati? Now that I look back at it, it wasn't even that big of a deal. It wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? If the friendship between him and Tati was real, she could have literally forgiven him. Okay, so I'm re-recording this because what I recorded in the bathtub just didn't feel or sound right. So here we are. It's not my place to tell exactly what should have or what shouldn't have hurt her. I don't feel what she feels. I'm not in the relationship. I don't have the same memories as she does of him. So for me to say, oh, she should have forgiven him about this, like, it's not really fair to me because I don't know how it was in their relationship. Not only that, maybe there was something else that pissed her off. Maybe this situation was what literally was the nail to the coffin. Who am I to say that? And I don't even know the pain she felt. But I also feel like she could have just made the Bye Sister video about just James and the whole situation that happened instead of adding the predatory stuff in it. Because even when I was watching, I was like, wait a minute, why is she trying to talk about the predatory behavior thing? This is weird. She doesn't know what actually happened in the relationship, but somehow she felt like she had to talk about it. She didn't have to. All she had to do, I feel like in my eyes, was talk about the brand deal thing, then moved on and not even talk about the predatory thing, because that's such a big thing. What if anything she was even saying was just false? What if someone else told her lies? It looked to me like she was trying to get back at James. And if you don't see that, that's fine. But it's also weird that she goes, oh, I don't want anything bad. I don't want any negativity to go towards him, and I'm just pretty hurt. But yet you say something that you know could have ended his career. How do you do that? Explain that to me. It just bothers me that she's seen as the angel. Even I saw her as the angel and everything. Yet some of the things she did just didn't add up. Like, again, inserting herself into the predatory behavior thing. I'm just saying. And the fact that she only talked about it after the drama between her and James happened. Who am I to tell her if she should forgive him or not? And for that, I do apologize. I made it seem like it was nothing. I'm not mad at her for cutting him off. Just remember that for future reference in this video. And what did Tati do? She came on camera and cried because she felt like she wasn't supported. And on my part, I feel her for doing that, for being like, no, I'm done, because I've been helping you for so long that you don't do anything for me, or like you're doing this. Also, she claimed that James didn't promote any of her products, while he clearly did. There's literally evidence of that on the internet. I mean, before she claimed that, she should have gotten her facts straight. It just tells you how much of the whole situation might have been false too. Like, if that thing about him not promoting her things was debunked, it just seems like what she said about him being a predator, you gotta look at it like, did she really know the whole thing? And in my opinion, she did not. And I feel like people also owe a low-key apology to Gabriel Zamor about this. Anyway, so my point is, just be careful. Next time, let's just not jump on bandwagons like this. Let's not just attack people just because someone else said and that person seems so innocent. Because in my language, we have a saying, a mais tranquila é a mais perigosa, which means the quietest one is the most dangerous of all. Or meaning the one that you expect the least from is the most dangerous. I'm just saying she could have gotten her facts straight before she actually came on camera. And it was kind of fishy to me that when she addressed the whole thing by sisters, that she brought up the fact that he is a quote-unquote predator. You know, I believe that, but I didn't believe that the word predator was the right word for it. It was kind of a strong word to literally call someone who used to be your friend. And apparently you unfriended them after they betrayed you for a brand deal, apparently. But if this person was a predator before, why didn't you cut them off before that and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm not doing this? Why is it that only when things went south between you guys that you open your mouth saying that he's a predator? That doesn't add up to me. Also, her problem with him was not the predator stuff. She didn't even know both stories. She didn't even know like the side of the guy's story and James' story. She didn't know both stories, and I feel like she just assumed things that were just, my problem is using the word predator is a big thing. She could have just made her video being like, okay, bye sister, I'm very disappointed in you for doing this. But she really didn't have to bring up the predator thing. I'm just saying. It just felt to me like it was none of her business at first. It's funny that it only became her business after James betrayed her, if you know what I mean. So yes, James Charles, I very much apologize. But there are certain things that I have a problem with James. So apparently he wants to stop drama channels and commentary channels because they hurt his, not his feelings, but they made his process going through all those things even harder. And I get that. And I could never imagine how much pain he was in, having the world against him. But also trying to stop all those people, it's not quite fair, because some people who have drama channels actually do it because, or commentary channels, actually do it because they enjoy it, and they do it with good intent. They don't bash people in a negative way or shed hatred or anything like that. But literally him teaming up with YouTube, or so they say it, to pretty much stop YouTube commentary or drama channels is a bit cruel to me. And I've never seen the arrogant side of him. I've never like understood when people said, oh, James Charles is arrogant. But in this situation, I kind of see it. And I get it, he's hurt, but he also could have just shut it down and not watched. I also get that it's hard because everybody else must have been watching it around him. So I'm a bit like this on that, but I don't agree with him just shutting everybody down because he can. That's kind of abuse of power, and in my eyes, it's not okay. Hopefully I never do that, hopefully. But also, I do understand that the media was very freaking hard on him, me included, which was very gross and not okay. So yes, James, I really apologize, and I really hope 2020 is better for you. I have been betrayed by a friend, and I know what the feeling is, and the fact that you were betrayed by many friends is even worse, and some of them you even consider family. That's messed up. I really hope you're gonna heal from this and do better in 2020. Also, I still like James. He is talented, and yes, he's basically going through puberty, at least that's what it feels like, and we're pretty much almost the same age. But damn, sis, stop tweeting so much. Goddamn, you like tweet every second about everything. Be careful. Anything can get you in trouble. Also about that thing with that guy, about the Snapchat story that you didn't post. I'm on your side about that. That's funny. I'm actually talking like James actually watching this. That is funny. All right, let's jump to the next person. Jeffree motherfucking Star. So first of all, I want to say that the first time I actually learned about James or even saw James was actually in Jeffree Star's video, or Shane Dawson's video about Jeffree Star. The freaking documentary they had about him, Secret Life of Jeffree Star or whatever. And that was the first time I saw James. I was like, oh, who is this bitch? He is rocking it, okay? She is looking good. What's up? I gotta check her out. But yeah, that's how I found James. And I was, you know, about Jeffree's past, I've chosen to forgive him because I kind of understand the situation he was in, where he was coming from hurt, which still doesn't make it okay to say those things. But I really need to see more growth. Very much growth. And I like Jeffree, both Jeffree and James. But I need to see growth. What he did wasn't okay at all. If your friend, let's say, was a quote-unquote predator, right? And you find this out, wouldn't you want to talk to them in person and be like, hey, what is going on? Please explain to me. I really want to know. But no, you jumped on this thing where you just threw your friend in the trash like it was nothing. And this thing that he said in the new Shane Dawson documentary, like, oh, we like them for now, it just put a weird taste in my mouth. It just felt like he kind of used James. Like he knew that it wasn't gonna end well. Somehow he knew, you know what I mean? It just makes me want to watch out for that. And honestly, Jeffree, you're kind of disappointing me. I literally am expecting growth, but I'm not seeing it from you. And I'm glad you stepped back from the drama. It was a little too late, but you stepped back from it. I'm glad you did. But calling your friend a predator, when you apparently have evidence, but it's not your story to tell, is a bit too much. It really is. It's just extremes. This person used to literally share a lot with you. This person was your friend. I don't know about you guys, but I don't take friendship lightly. How are you gonna treat your friend like that? For the whole world to see how you just literally turn a 360 degree. Like, hey bitch, I don't like you anymore. And oh, let me tell the internet, you are a freaking predator. It's almost like he didn't even try to talk to James. It's weird to me, and I don't like that. I don't like that, Jeffree, at all. And the thing that also happened with the fan of him, that about a tweet, and then he got mad at the fan. Sorry to try to give up. He got mad at the fan for like tweeting or taking opportunity of things or whatever, and just blocked them. That was just not okay. I get it, when you're in such a high position, there are people coming for you, or there are people trying to take advantage of certain situations that you put yourself in. But damn, that was just fierce for no reason at all. Also, about what he said about the Jordyn Woods situation, I was kind of pissed. I'm not gonna lie, I was very much pissed. Why the fuck are you putting your nose in this shit? Trying to act like, oh, the whole Calabasas knows about this thing, oh, whatever. No. Even if they do, it's none of your business. Jeffree should have never said anything about that. He acts like all his neighbors gossip about things. And even if they do, doesn't mean those things are true. Someone needs to tell Jeffree, a real friend of him just needs to tell Jeffree sometimes to just shut the fuck up. And I'm not coming from a place of hate. I love Jeffree. I really, oh, love is a strong word. I like Jeffree. I really like Jeffree. And I like James Charles. But literally, Jeffree, sometimes, sincerely, you need to shut the fuck up and analyze the situation. Please, it's gonna do you good and a lot of people. You can't just open your mouth all of a sudden. Unfortunately, that's what comes with the power that you have. Please make better choices in the future. I like you, and I want to see you grow. And in 2019, I didn't really see you grow. Well, not that much, at least. Please do better. Jeffree could have literally chosen to do it privately and be like, hey James, let's talk, because James was willing to talk, but it seems like Jeffree just jumped on it and was like, hey, you run for this, run for that. Yet he didn't even hear James' story, or like James' side of the story. Like, what is up with that? I'm disappointed. Let's please all do better in the future, all of us. And when we don't, or if we don't, let's learn from it. And hopefully Jeffree has actually learned from this. Yeah, that's all I have for Jeffree. James, don't just trust everybody. People will hurt you, even those you consider your friends. Please be safe. And Jeffree, please shut the fuck up sometimes. And please do better and grow, because I want to see you grow. I want to see all of you guys grow and be, I mean, you guys are already successful, but yes, I want to see growth in you guys. If you just claim to have growth and not actually show it, where is it? All right, next up, oh, Tati. You know, guys, I felt like this situation was just very manipulated. I feel like people see her as an angel and everything. Again, this is not coming from hate, but I felt very put off by the whole video. Yes, I jumped on the bandwagon, but something inside of me said, wait a minute, something ain't right here. Something is definitely not right. How are you just gonna accuse someone of being a predator and all that stuff and be like, I wish everybody the best, I don't want any hate? So wait a minute, you expect to say that someone is a predator and not expect hate to come? Like, explain that to me. You knew damn well that could have ended his career, and it feels low-key like that's what she wanted. It feels like that's what Tati wanted, to low-key end James' career or create chaos. She knew what she was getting into. It feels, oops, splash. Well, that's the freaking tea. I'm just saying. And not only that, again, she inserted herself in the predatory situation that was going on while she really didn't have to. I don't think James is a predator. I think he's done some weird ass shit and some awkward situations with boys and whatnot. But even if it was so, it's not Tati's job to say, yeah, this person's a predator, because you were not in between the relationship. You don't know exactly what everything happened. You can just jump on the internet and say that this is what happened. You know what I mean? With the predatory behavior. That was just not okay to me. Unfortunately, I only realized it later on, months later, and it really hurt me, because I was part of a process or things that hurt someone, and I didn't even say bad words to him, by the way. I wasn't like, oh, negative, like kill yourself or no. I was just like, James, I'm very disappointed in you. But now I'm very disappointed in myself in this whole situation. It felt to me like she knew what was gonna go on. And honestly, for a brand deal that literally was just a one-day thing, it feels odd to me. It feels vindictive. Maybe other things happened, but she cut it with him for some reason. It feels like something extra happened that we don't know about. But either way, I didn't like the energy that came with that video. So to that, I'll say bye, sister, and I'll move on to the next thing. So the next thing in 2019 that happened is a Shane Dawson thing. I like Shane Dawson. I like all these people. I like most of these people. But as a viewer of Shane, the documentary felt manipulated too, to me. At first I felt it, but I was like, nah, there's no way. But I see it, and then it turns out a lot of people felt that way. It doesn't mean it's necessarily that they're right too. It's just like, okay, maybe there's something in there, because I felt very much manipulated. Maybe he didn't do it on purpose. It felt as though people were manipulated to feel very bad for him. Doesn't mean it's actually what happened, it's just how it felt to me. When I was watching, I was like, wait a minute. Also, I was like, something feels off. And I don't know, it's just the way things were put together was kind of weird to me. I'm not coming from a place of hate for the 20th time. I know it's not that easy at all, but I want Shane to do better, as in his health. I'm very concerned. It's not about his weight. I mean, he drinks a lot of Coke and what is it called? Dr. Pepper, or I mean, not Dr. Pepper, root beer, something like that. Yes, root beer, and that is just not healthy. And honestly, there was a point where I would drink a lot of Coke or anything like that, soda, and I was like, oh, it's okay, Shane Dawson is doing it. That means I'll be fine. He has a lot of money, he's fine, that means I'll be fine too. And I get it was wrong of me to think so, and it's not even his job to be my role model. But I've come to a point where it's like, okay, this is really not healthy for me, and it's not healthy for anybody. I want him to do better, to like, at least, I know it's not an easy road, it's not an easy thing to do, but please eat healthier and be healthier in 2020. And not just physically, like not just about the things you eat, also about your mentality. I feel like Shane has become so comfortable, and there's nothing wrong, okay, there's nothing wrong with him joking about his mental health and everything and weight. It's just, to me, it feels like he's become so comfortable being in that state of mind where he's like, oh my gosh, I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that, I get it. But I feel as though that's not a healthy mindset. And sometimes it can make the people around you feel uncomfortable when you talk about it. Doesn't mean, you know what I mean? I just want Shane to learn to love himself. It feels, and I know it's not easy. And maybe I might be wrong about feeling like he's been so comfortable with like not loving himself or anything like that. But at this point, it feels like almost like he's comfortable with it. That it's kind of like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, feel bad for me, like this is happening. But I don't want that. Yes, I want him to talk about it, but I want him to also talk about his journey while doing it. And maybe it's a video coming, but I just want him to be healthier in his mind and physically, whatever he eats, whatever he drinks, whatever goes into his body. And I will do the same. He's a good content creator. There are certain things I just feel weird about the things that he does, and I don't like the fact that he hates himself. That's just, it's not healthy, and it just makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Again, I am speaking as a viewer. Remember that. I have my own opinion, you have your own motherfucking opinion. Period. It's not from hate, it's just how I feel about the situation. But I am happy for Shane that he was able to do this big thing in 2019 and make this palette and whatever. And honestly, I felt like he was not totally comfortable. Well, not totally emotionally comfortable with Jeffree. I'm not sure. I feel like he was trying to fit in with Jeffree, or like act like, oh my gosh, like again, don't take this from hate. I'm just saying, speaking. This is what it felt like to me, and I just hope everyone does better, including me, in 2020, or even further up in the future. Like from now on to like forever, we should focus on doing better. Because a lot of young people watch Shane, and I am included. And doesn't mean that he's supposed to be people's role models, but if he keeps on this mentality that he's portraying, even though I don't think he needs to portray it, it's not healthy. And I've seen people literally imitate it, younger people than me. I've seen them in real life, and it's made me very uncomfortable. It's like, okay, please seek help or work on yourself, because it's not okay to hate yourself so much and be comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Please don't throw any hate to anybody whom I've talked about. This is not about hate. This video is not about hate, so don't even throw hate anywhere. If you want to, you can throw it outside in the trash, that's it. But here we're all about positivity and realness. Well, mostly realness, but in a positive way. One thing I also want to speak on is the controversial things that Shane has done, which were not okay at all. I've watched them, and it's like, you know how some people do the N-word and all that stuff, but I feel like what Shane did was just to another level. And if he's truly sorry, that's good. But if he's not, he really does need to issue an apology, and a real one this time, please. So we can all move on peacefully and quietly and genuinely move on from this and do better. Thank you. So yeah, this was my video, my personal opinion, my unpopular opinion about 2019 and the things that have happened. Hopefully the things that I wish come true, that everybody does better next year. So yes, Jeffree, please grow. I want to see it personally as a viewer and a supporter. James, I am very sorry. Stay true to yourself and know who to keep close. Tati, I got nothing to say to her. And Shane Dawson, I hope to see you thrive again in 2020, but in a different way. Alright, bitches, deuces.